that you can make money if you have a passion of event planning, how you can turn that into profit. So, one of the things that I'm talking about is the three P's: purpose, passion, and profit. All of those are important and they have their own unique value because a lot of us live our lives. We don't know why we're here. We have no idea. We think we are here to work, pay bills, eat, and pay taxes. That's what we think. But really, you were created for so much more. You were created to make a difference in this life to a unique group of people by using your unique gifts, skills, and talents and your personality. And so all of those things are what help to cultivate your purpose in life. And listen, I know a lot of people talk about purpose, they talk about the value of it. But really, when you are able to live your life from a place of confidence, knowing, believing, and trusting that you are helping to heal, make the world a better place, solve a problem in the unique way that you can, you would not believe the difference that it makes. It allows you to have a strong yes and a strong no. So you can tell once you find out what your purpose is, you know immediately if if somebody asks you to do something, if that is something that you should be doing or something that you should not be doing. That is the value of knowing what your purpose is. And here's the thing about your purpose, uncovering it, discovering it, finding out what it is. It takes some time. And not only does it take time, but it takes your attention and it takes you paying attention to what works, what doesn't work, what you like, what you don't like, what was easy for you, what was hard for you. It really takes you paying attention to your life. And so many of us, we live on repeat. We get up and do the same thing today that we did yesterday and the day before. Really, we need to switch the rewind and hit record. Record new things in your life, activities, the things that you like, that you don't like. Really pay attention to your life and how it is unfolding for you. That is one way that you can figure out what your purpose is in life. Nobody else is going to help you do that. You have to be the one who decides, hey, I something, it doesn't feel the same. One of the things that happens, um, I'll tell you this about finding your purpose. You know, when we are first born, we come into this world and we're trying to um, get the uh, 2.5 kids with a white picket fence and make six figures, and all that's great until something happens, until there's a transition. Maybe you lose your job. Maybe your kids go off to college and you're an empty nester. Maybe, hello, Sally Sue. Maybe you have to move to, hey, I had a really good day. Um, And so it's really important for you to pay attention to your life because your life is speaking to you all the time. And it a lot of times it takes something happening in our lives, some kind of a transition that would make us pay attention. And the transition, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything bad. It could be that your kids go off to college and now you are an empty nester. It could be that you got a new job in a new city or a new state or a new country. That is also a transition. But what that means is when you are going through thank you for the subscribe. If you're going through a transition, things don't look the same. Things don't feel the same. You may feel out of place. You may be wondering, is this all that life is about? And so it's through those moments of transition that you may lean into the importance of finding your purpose. Why are you here? Because even getting up and working every day, if you're not working at the right job that fulfills you, that allows you to make an impact, you're not really going to feel like going to work. I don't care how much they pay you. Eventually, the money gets old. And so, finding your purpose is really a critical part of how you live your life. Now, the process of finding your purpose, there's a part in there that highlights what your passion is. One of the ways you figure out what your passion is looking at your skills, gifts, and talents. That is like the road map. And so your skills, gifts, and talents will highlight what you're really good at, what you went to school for, what people ask your help or assistance with. That is where your skills, gifts, and talents come into play. Now, if you say you don't have any idea what your skills, gifts, and talents are, thank you so much, Gorilla Tag Pro and Fortnite player. If you have no idea what your skills, gifts, and talents are, one way to start is to ask some people who you really appreciate their opinion. And then the other part is to start trying new things, okay? Now, what there comes, okay, so maybe your passion is teaching, okay, like mine. Then comes the question of what will you teach? This is where curiosity comes into play. This is where new experiences come into play. If you know that you have a passion for teaching, figuring out what you are going to teach is where you need to spend some time. And the only way you do that is to teach a pottery class. If that's what you like to do. If that doesn't work, then you try something else. That's really the only way. It is literally trial and error. It takes you getting out of your comfort zone, trying and starting new things so that you can decide if you like them or not. That is the way you find out what your passion is, and to really become very focused on finding out what that is. I don't know what that means. Are you new? I don't know what that means. Am I new to YouTube? I don't know. So yesterday we talked about if you were an interior designer, what are some things that you could do to get started? And I've started this series because I can remember when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, that people would be like, sell an online product or provide a service, but they didn't give me any suggestions on what to do. You know, some examples of, okay, what kind of online products? What should they be? And so I decided that since that was a thought that I had, that maybe other people might have that same thought. So yesterday, I talked about if you were and if your passion was interior design, some things that you could do to get to jumpstart your making money in interior design, some things that you could do. Tonight, I'm gonna use that same concept for event planning. So say you have a passion for event planning, you love it, and now you're at the place where you want to start making money from your passion of event planning. So I'm gonna give you some examples. All right, so listen, the, these are my sheets that I came up with. I think they are absolutely wonderful. So this is what I'm going to be talking from. If you are interested in what I talked about yesterday, which was interior design, I did a post on YouTube for that. So you should be able to find this graphic on my YouTube post. I don't know a lot about the posting on YouTube. I just know I see it there and I'm like, okay, let me start posting. So that's what I'm going to do, the same thing for this. I'll put some of the details in the comment section after I get off my live so you can also have it there. So I just want to really provide a resource for you if event planning is your passion and you want to make some money at event planning. So you can sell now. The 6 tabs are always the same. But let's say that you want to sell online products. You could sell event planning templates. You could sell event planning checklist, or you can create your own digital invitation designs. Now, I don't know if you've heard about Canva. I love Canva. Canva is how I made these designs. And so after I finish this series, I'm going to give you some things, some how to get started on Canva. The great thing I love about Canva is that they have a free version that gives you a ton of options, and they also have a professional version, which is the version that I have. But it just gives you the professional version gives you more pictures and images to choose from. But you can do quite a bit with just the free version of Canva. So that is the next section I will do is how to use tools to make a profit. So we'll talk about that. All right, so we talked about selling online products. The second is you can provide a service. So you can plan events faster. You can plan events faster by offering micro weddings or last minute party packages or party planning options. Because here's the thing. Oh, thank you. You like the flowers on my wall. Thank you. When people are party planning, they want it to be nice, they want it to be efficient, and they want it to be easy. And so if you can provide this service, so let me tell you a couple that I have heard of. So I don't know if these services are still in business, but these are a couple that I've heard of in the past. There was a service where if you were going to have a dinner party, you could pick the table settings. They had different colors of table settings, and they would, depending on how large your dinner party was, they would mail you all of the plates, the glasses, the forks, the cups, everything that you needed. And then when you finish with the dinner party, you would just put it, dirty plates and all, you would just put it all back in this container and ship it back to them. They have decorating kits that say you're going to throw your daughter a birthday party and she wants to be maybe she likes, I don't know, pineapples or some kind of a themed party. They have everything for you in the box and they just send you the box, because the reality is that we're busy and we don't have the time that maybe it takes, and we really want it to look nice. So you can have like a box shipped to you for parties and different things like that. So those are some of the services that you can provide. You know, now a lot of people are having those balloon sets that you can take pictures of. That might be something that you can do. I mean, there's a lot of creative things that you can do. So I was on, I think maybe, I don't know, one of the apps, And this person had taken a Christmas tree and used Easter and had an Easter theme. So it had like cutouts of the Easter bunny. It had eggs. It was absolutely amazing. I was like, wow, who thought of that? So there's a lot of different things that you can do if you are creative. Okay, so let's move to number 3. You can, and we're talking about event planning. How, if your passion is event planning, how can you make money from event planning? Now, let's say you want to teach. So you can start a course on how to plan luxury events on a budget, or how to plan an event in a short amount of time. Because people are like, okay, I got a week to plan this event. What are all the things that I need to do? They get your checklist, you check it out. I mean, it could be just that easy. And so these are things that you can teach people how to do, especially if it's a course. They just order the course, it's downloadable, and there you have it. Okay, you can also write about it. So, as I said yesterday, a lot of the writing section is around blogs and it's around maybe an ebook. This, you can blog about event planning trends. That's always a good one that you can write about, talk about, teach about, are trends in the industry of your passion. And then vendor secrets, and timeline hacks. So those are some of the things that you can write about. The next one is you can speak about it. You can speak at bridal expos, business networking events, or local entrepreneur groups. Listen, the theme here is networking. Networking, networking, networking. Networking is going to get you to meet the people in the places that are in the event planning business. Don't don't sleep on networking, because that is really, really big. Now, in the last one, we're talking about event planning. If your event planning is your passion, how you can make money from event planning, because don't we all want to make a little more money? And the last one is to post on social media. I will say this until I'm blue in the face. I don't care what kind of business you have. I don't care what your passion is, what you're starting, even if you don't have a business. Posting on social media will get you there faster. Now, and now you can be faceless. You can do quotes about your passion. You can do lists about your passion. You don't even have to, excuse me, excuse me. For some of them, you don't even have to show your face. You get, you listen, I swear by Canva. You go on Canva, you get you a template with something that's in your industry. Maybe if it was event planning, it could be a birthday party, it could be a wedding, it could be a retirement party. And then you just type on that image what it is you want them to know. The top 5 things to remember when you're planning a party. 5 easy ways to clean up after your party. 5 things to not forget if you are party planning. Like, social media is going to be the thing that takes you from where you are to where you need to be. And listen, there's no easy way. You just got to jump. You got to get started. You got to get started, you got to jump, and you got to do it. Every time you post, just make a commitment to get a little bit better. That is what I have done. That is what I am doing. I am honing my craft. But the thing that stops a lot of people from living in their purpose, following their passion, and making money is they think they got to have all the steps in place in order to do it. You will never move if you wait. Listen, I just decided that I was going to grow my YouTube channel last week. Last week. And I have probably gone live one, two, three, maybe 5 times, which is huge for me. And every time I go live, I get a little bit better. I try another tweak. I get rid of this. I add that. That's how you get better. You get better with the reps of what you're learning. So the more, just like if you are going to the gym, the more you go to the gym, the toner you will be. The if you want to lose weight or get in shape or do strengthening, it's all about the reps. And the same thing applies when you are learning something new. It is about the reps, you doing it consistently over a period of time. That is going to get you the results that you desire. Period. So let's talk about some of the posts that you can do on social media. You can post event transformations, budget breakdowns, behind the scenes, and client testimonials. Two of the ones that I love the most are behind the scenes and transformation. I don't, if you can incorporate transformations and behind the scenes into what you're doing, you will, because think about it. Is that what you like watching? There is somebody that I follow on another platform, and he goes around to neighborhoods that have houses that the grass and the weeds and the trees are overgrown, and he asks if he can transform their yard completely free. He and of course, so sometimes there's nobody living there, sometimes there is, and they're elderly or sick. But to watch how he transforms that yard from start to finish, I watch it every time. And how much creativity can it be watching somebody landscape a yard? But I every time I watch it, every time I'm like, oh my gosh. And then he shows at the end, he shows a little bit of the beginning and then the transformation at the end. And it is always top tier. Those are some of the things that you can do. So, other things that I have done in the past, this is just really random, as it relates to social media, is you can just record yourself at a coffee shop. I've done that before. And then just do a voiceover talking about, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with the video of you in the coffee shop. And then you just do a voiceover. You put text on the screen, and that could be a way that you would get out your passion into the social media. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. There's a lot of things, and even that is trial and error. You have to figure out what works best for you, what's going to get you the best reach. One of the things on YouTube, I found that I get the biggest reach so far because I'm testing. I get, if I go live on Sunday night and Monday night, that's when I get the most engagement. But to give me a really good feel, I'm gonna go live as many days as I can this week because I'm doing research. That's what this is about. Trying what works and adjusting along the way. That's why you don't have to wait until everything is perfect, and things will never be perfect, because what is that? That is why you just jump in and you make adjustments along the way. That's the best way to live your life, to live your purpose, so that you can make a difference in the world and make a little money on the side. So, tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but I have a couple more topics to cover about taking your passion and making a profit.